you start streaming to YouTube, please. Okay, great. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, great. Aisha started streaming. Welcome to January 26th Clarity Session, Career Clarity Session. And if you've been with us for a while, you will know that every 12th and 26th of the month is when I choose to do the Career Clarity Session and give like 1.5 hours of my time or 2 hours for free for people that have questions around where they need to go next or around their career and basically around clarity around themselves, their life programs and things like that. So today I really am pressed for time. So if you know that you are that kind of a person that you like to just delay before you ask your question, we may not get around to your question. So I would say that if you know you have your own question that is very pressing, use the raise hand button quickly. Why? Because it takes me time to explain questions or to give answers to people's questions sometimes. So it's for today I need to like stay within my time limit because I have another thing to do right after this. Okay, so how does this work? First, when we join here, we always say the city and the country we are joining from and how our day has been. I am, and of course your name, I am Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju, and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. And then how's my day been? My day has been spent trying to prepare for the following week. A lot of strategy has been going on for me today, looking at just looking at the business as a whole, like generally, and so that tomorrow's meeting, my team meeting is productive for me. So that's what I've spent my day mentally doing. So how's your day been? Let me read from a few people. Now, if you've never joined me in any of this career clarity session, type A. I'm not talking about my live sessions, the Instagram session. I'm talking about career clarity sessions. If you've never joined me, type A. Now, if you've been in any of my career clarity sessions, type B, okay? So I can know how to proceed with this. I'm Deborah Aman from Adamawa, Nigeria. Hi, Deborah. I can see Rosalie typing A. Hey, glad. Okay, there are quite a number of A's in this session. So I think I would need to do a bit of basics. Let me put it that way. How do I mean? Career clarity sessions are different from teaching sessions or webinar sessions. They are basically my personal way of giving back, because my clarity session will cost about 215,000, and not everyone can afford it. But some people just need to ask certain questions of people to ensure that they know the right steps to take next, right? So that is, I said, okay, if I'm unable to, at least I can do this for a group of people like once or twice a month and things like that. So now, let's get right to it. How does this work? I would say that there are certain questions you don't ask me. You don't ask me Google questions. What are Google questions? Google questions are like, where is Lagos situated? Where is, where is something? How do you understand? Those are Google questions. There are questions that you shouldn't be asking me because it's not a clarity question. You don't need clarity. Like you could just go to Google and type it, and Google is going to give you the answer. They are informational questions that simply just thinking that you can ask Google and ask Google, you would get answers to those things. Clarity questions are things that has to do with I've done 15 years as a XYZ. In that 15 years, I've been able to do this. I'm at that stage in my life where I need a bit of flexibility around my career. I'm contemplating doing, those are clarity questions, and you give me background. So you asking me, Ma, is it true that, um, is it true that, uh, that Trump is now US president? That's a Google kind of question. Do you understand? Or is it true that you can get visa in 2 days? Or, those kind of things. Just go to Google, ask it. Because even if you ask me, if me, most likely I'll just pick up my phone and ask Google. So I always tell people that don't come here and ask me Google questions. So because that's just not going to work. I wouldn't even give you a response. I will just tell you, I refer you to Google. So when I say ask Google, it's not an insult. That is just me telling you that you can find better information on Google than you can ask me right now. So one of the things you can ask questions around, things like your career, where you need to go next, the program you need to enroll for, should you be going for a particular degree, things like that, or global opportunities kind of questions, or things, things that you really need clarity around, not information. Okay, now that we have established how this works, I tried not to teach heavily in a career clarity session because it's going to take away from the time that people can use to ask their question. So there are three different ways that you can ask your questions. You can use the raise hand button on Zoom by just clicking raise hand button, and I will unmute you. You have about a minute, 30 seconds to ask your question. Please summarize as much as possible so that we are very quick to take as many people as possible. Now, the second way you can ask your question is to drop a message, type it, drop it in the chat session, and I would read it and respond. Now, the third way you could ask a question is by personal, like you are sending it as a chat on Zoom, but you're not sending it to the entire meeting room. So you are sending it to the Dr. Derinsola that is currently talking. There are two Dr. Derinsolas in the room. So the other one is my admin, right? So the one that is currently talking, the one that is on video, look for me as you see my voice going up and down, given I'm the one speaking. Send me that message. Once I see that a message is sent to just me, I know the person doesn't want their name out. So when I'm reading out the question, I just read it out without putting their name so that no other person in the room knows that they're the one that personally asked that question. Now, when you are typing the question to me, don't tell me, Ma, I studied Yoruba education in school. Can I be a project manager? How will I know? How will I be able to judge that kind of question? Why am I saying that? Your education in today's world had absolutely nothing to do with the career path you choose. Like we have all established that. I have a PhD in chemistry. I'm here teaching you about global opportunity and employability skills. So you can't ask me a question like that because it is not like there's nothing for me to work with. Education is no longer a judge of which career you can go to, especially for emerging careers. So why do I say that is people always come here, they want to ask me a question around career. They will now give me only their education as what I will use to judge. See, I don't do guesswork here. I don't do, a EJ or EOJ kind of stuff. Like, okay, I think by the time your face is round, you will be good. Like that is not a metric. If that was what I was doing here, I won't be having results from my clients. So what we do here are scientifically proven ways of you getting, like as an increasing your chances of succeeding, right? And when I say scientifically proven ways, there's a particular free what's called personality test that I give out in our free program to people to take the personality test, understand who they are, and things like that. Then I can say, oh, so when you are giving me information around who you are, things like giving me your education, I've taken a personality, you have taken your free course, and I realized I took the personality, this is what I had. Also, this is what I have done in terms of experience and everything. Then you are giving a robust background to yourself. Do you understand? Education is not a robust background. It is, in fact, like it is after I've considered every other thing in your life, I'll not say, what did you, in fact, and for most professionals, if you've been working before, especially we are both 5 years, your education does not even really matter in the scheme of things anymore. Like I'm just asking you for the sake of asking you, because I'm trying to then see, okay, if there's something I can take from your past that can add to your present, right? So please, 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 now that we have agreed on the kind of ways you will ask me a question, the kind of background you will give me, I see that Babatunde Lasisi has already raised up his hand. So I'm going to take him first. He's going to ask his question and we can then proceed. And you can also ask questions around our program. If you need clarity around the program that you need to take, please go ahead and ask. Babatunde Lasisi, please unmute yourself.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for this using opportunity to seek clarity in my career. I've been teaching for the past, I'm a teacher presently. I've been teaching for the past 15 years. And presently, I'm still teaching. But along the line, I resigned from teaching in 2022, and I went into business, gas refilling business. So
You
along the
resigned
line, I
from teaching
discovered that,
where?
hello,
You resigned from teaching
can you
where?
hear me?
I can hear you.
In Yes, I resigned from teaching in 2022.
Okay.
So so I went into business. So I discovered that the business was not uh, financially okay. I was not financially stable, even with the business. So I was relying only on the business. And I was eating into the capital because there was no any source of income for me anymore. So along the line, I secured a place to establish my own school. So I started that one too in 2022. But still yet, it still did not add up until last year, 2024. So I went back to seek and paid employment again in the teaching profession after 2 years of resigning. And I started my own school in 2022. So even the school I started, the cash was not forthcoming due to the unbalanced period that were not forthcoming in the. So together with the business, it still was not okay. So that was how I decided to go back to pay the employment, at least to have a stable source of income if the other business are not going fast. But unfortunately, when I went back to teaching, I paid the employment again. I discovered that it goes back to ground zero again. There was no much significant change financially. So now I'm contemplating uh, leaving paid employment, coming back to my own school because I left the school for my wife and my other staff to manage. Spending the time I will be financially able to return from the school I'm teaching, come and stay with them. But now seeing the situation of things and concerning the how the school will grow, because the school has not been needing any support. So I'm contemplating or I'm in a dilemma about is either should I resign from the paid employment I have now to come and focus on my own school and think of other ways to make it grow, or I was also
Okay.
thinking if
I
I could.
uh, I think I understand where you are, and I'm going to
Okay,
say this to you. Um, what do you teach
I teach science subjects. Presently, I
in
teach in a primary school.
the primary school? Where do you
Primary,
reside?
yeah, the elementary school.
Where do you reside?
Jimo in Lagos State. Jimo, Lagos
You know what I'm asking? I can
State.
predict.
Jimo in Lagos.
Yes, I understand. I heard that. You know what I'm asking? I can probably predict the amount of what your
Okay,
income range is from that job.
all
And
right.
you said your wife, so it means you are married. I'm assuming you
Okay.
probably even have a child or children. And does your wife work?
She
Does
doesn't work. She stay without school that I talked about earlier. She doesn't have any
uh,
source of income apart from that she's managing. We started it together.
so your entire family, you started a business in 2022, and your entire family started to rely
Yes,
on a baby to feed. Because your business in 2022 till now, the
yes.
first 3 years of your business is a baby. Your business is a baby in the first 3 years. So you started to rely on the income of a baby to run an adult business, to run the business of your family. So that wasn't going to work, and it's still not going to work because 2022 to now, that business is not even 3 years, and I must be very factual with you. That's a
Okay.
stage where you take from the business and plow back into the business. Um, I didn't start earning from iTrain Africa till June of 2021. Yeah. I started in April of 2020, and the very first salary I collected from iTrain Africa was in June 2021. It was 30,000 naira. You know why I had to mention that?
Okay.
What it means is I'd spent a year plus in that business without taking 1 naira from it. And I'd invested, seriously invested in it. Set up the website, LMS, built community, did this. And the very first money I earned from it is 30,000 naira from June. And I think I continued to earn that 30,000 till end of that year. In 2022 beginning, I think I earned 50,000 from iTrade Africa as salary. And no, I'm a very strong business person. I don't take from business aside what that business gives me a salary. Why am I saying this? You know, whenever I tell people that iTrade Africa doesn't fund my lifestyle, they think I'm joking. You must realize that a business, especially a business you are bootstrapping. What is bootstrapping? You are using your money to start it, to sustain it. When people tell me they resign from paid employment so that they could have a stable income, I laugh. I said, you do not resign from a paid job until your business has gained stability. Don't try it, especially as a man who has a family to feed. Do not try it. Because that business is not tested and you don't know how it's going to go. So you do not leave stability. Now, people that do it, I can guarantee you they have 1 year of income saved before they resigned. And that's a smart thing to do. If you listen to Maya Tafo, the popular fashion designer, when he resigned from Guinness, he worked with Guinness. When he resigned from Guinness, number one, at the time he resigned from Guinness, his wife was in paid employment, earning her above him. Like as his wife's salary was above him. And just think about it. Whoever was working in Guinness was earning well. So, but he still had a wife that was earning above him. So think about it. Now, that wife, he knew that even if that business failed, there was a wife to, like, that income of the wife could sustain the family. Now that he knew that the income of the wife could sustain the family, he resigned having nothing less than 6 months. No, did he say 6 months? 1 year savings. Like when I say not savings, not just all his savings. I'm talking about he had 1 year money saved to be feeding the family should the business not work. Should the business not work? And he had first invested in personal development prior to starting that business. When I say personal, he had taken money to go and learn the work of the work he wanted to do. To go and learn the trade of what he wanted to do. So what it meant is, when he started, he could take calculated risks because he had money to feed. He was not going to touch the business money. And he had the spouse he could fall back on should everything fail and before he goes back to paid employment. That is not your case. So you've made several bad choices in the sense that you don't have a partner that can sustain that decision. Network threw me out and back. So here's what I'm going to advise you. I would say, does your wife Like, what is your wife's level of education? Hello, Baba Batunde. What's your wife's level of education?
BSc.
Fantastic. I just needed to even know that she finished secondary school, so we are good on that. She's literate. Here's what you are going to do. If they are paying you some form of salary in the paid employment you currently have, if they are paying you any form of salary that is coming in steadily, it doesn't matter what it is, you would stay there and collect that stable income. It doesn't matter what, even if it is 50K, it doesn't matter what it is, stay there. Because 50K certainty is better at the point you are in right now. And here's what you are now going to do. Your wife that is technically managing the school you say you currently have is the one that is going to need to upskill fast. She's going to need to what? Upskill fast. And you are also going to be upskilling with her. Given your income bracket, here's my advice. You will purchase WFS. She would purchase, as in both of you, every day, you would hold yourself accountable to studying it. When you do hold yourself accountable to joining, that's solution number one. You would tell your wife to join the She Hands. She Hands is an affiliate program by High-Train Africa, where we are empowering women to learn and without limitations. And what do they simply do? She Hands is more like they tell their friend, their family, whatever, whoever it is that needs digital skills, that needs to upskill like you, that is in their circle. They encourage a person to join WFS. When that person joins WFS, with their affiliate link every day, like with their, if they're able to sell to one person every day, they collect 8,000 plus of that money. That's 20%. Like this course is currently 45,150. That's 42,000 because the 3,150 on top of it is VAT, which goes to government. So 20% of 42,000 is about 8,004. Then seller collects for using seller platform as a gift, they collect like I think 300 and something naira or thereabout. 300 and something, it's not up to 400 naira. So technically, our affiliates, every time they sell something, they get 8,054 naira after seller deducts their own seller charges for using their payment gateway. So what it means is for every sale they make, they are collecting 8,000 naira. Why am I saying that? The only thing those women have is a phone that has WhatsApp. Do you understand? A phone that has WhatsApp and data. We train them on what to say to the customers. We basically train them on the kind of people they can sell to and do all those things for free inside the community. We have things on it. So when they join the She Ends this thing, they are able to this thing. Now, you may need to have a good discussion with your wife and sit down and itemize this plan in a steady manner. Why am I saying so? Your wife and yourself need to understand that you are building from ground zero and everybody needs to play their part. Given she's in your school and she has time on her hands, two things she will be doing at the same time. She will be watching WFS and she would enroll herself for She Ends, right? And why am I saying that? I'm assuming that whatever it is, she has a phone and the phone can do WhatsApp. I'm just assuming that. Do you understand? So if she has that, then she has a lot on her hands because there are people right now that probably they don't even have a phone that can do WhatsApp and they are joining She Hands to build their life up from ground zero. But the only thing is, why I say you need to have a serious discussion is the state of your wife's mind will determine if this plan is going to work or not. And why I'm saying that is I've met a lot of women who feel entitled, right? They don't see the need. They are not driven, which is fine. As in, it's fine. But it is not just fine when you're in a case where you don't have money. Do you understand? It's not like I said, I was joking with my sister 2 days ago. I said, even me now, we're talking about them Okoya and Dangote. I said, even me, Even if I was Dangote, maybe I'll just be at home, not do, because I'll be busy managing money. I'll be busy managing my husband's money. So should you choose to stay at home and not really contribute to the household, then your husband must be making shitload of money. Do you understand? So it is all right to say, I'm busy managing his money. You know, there's a way that money will reach. The wife has to be busy. In fact, she cannot even work. We know why, because it's a risk. It's a security risk. For Dangote wife to say she wants to work, it's a security risk. Like they can kidnap her. Do you understand? So I said, but that is for those kind of people. So we need to have a very serious discussion as a family with your wife and say, see, this is the plan. Our first 45K right now is going to get us out of poverty, which is we are going to sit down every day. There's nothing like this thing. And number two, you will now take your next 6,000 naira after purchasing WFS of 5. You take your next 6,000 naira, you're going to buy data. They call it always on data. Airtel has it, MTN has it. It gives you 45 gig in 1 month. 45 gig in 1 month at 1.5 gig in a day. You will buy 6,000 naira. You will go to your #312. You will click it. It will show you the data plans. You choose data plans. I think on MTN, you go to number 5. You say always on data. It will show you always on data of 6,000 naira for 45 gig in 1 month. You'll be crediting 1.5 gig in a day. You need just 1.5 gig to watch your BFS in 1 day. You'll be watching it every day. You'll be implementing. I have people on this program that by week 2, week 3, they start making money from what they are learning. Week 2, week 3. Like from doing what all the things we talk about on the program. Week 2, week 3. So program your mind. And why I say let's not assume that of all the things you people are learning, whether it is you or your wife, you are even unable to say, oh, I want to go and find a job because it is harder to find a job online. I have just told you about Sheins, which means that just you and your wife understanding that, oh, this is digital, so this is how to use it, and explain to another person in your church, in your mosque, in your just see you people, oh, you can upskill like this, so come and enroll for this thing. Just them enrolling will earn you 8,000, which means that your entire money you use for data for a month, just selling to one person, you collect that 8,000 naira. What it means is, bad, if only 2 people that your wife is able to convince in 1 week, that is 16,000 naira. In a month, 8 people or 10 people, let's assume that she's able to sell to 10 people, encourage 10 people to come and learn digital skills that will change their life. 10 people in a month is 80,000 naira. That means she will be in your school and be earning 80K without living there, just by doing online activities. It might not even be online. It might even be when you go to church or mosque. I don't know, wherever it is you go, that she's using to say, these people, all the people in the ministry, like whatever it is, it might not even be online. I'm just saying there are some people. And why am I saying that? There's an affiliate at Sheins. We started Sheins 2 weeks ago. An affiliate joined us on Monday. Like she signed her MOU last week. She started to chase my program coordinator, Aisha. She was chasing down with WhatsApp message up and down last week Sunday to say, generate my affiliate link. That one said, wait till Monday. Our admin does not work on weekend. They have to wait till Monday to generate your link on Seller. They generated link for Aziza. I don't know if she's on this call. On Monday, this Monday, she signed MOU, submitted it to us. The moment we read the MOU signed, we now gave, as in created a seller link, affiliate link for her, gave her. On Monday, she sold one. On Tuesday, she sold one. Because as of today, I checked images. In 1 week, Aziza has sold to 4 people. And she's collecting at 8K. Like as she sold today's on tomorrow morning, 8,000 will land in her account. As she sold on Monday, she came, I remember going to the PN's group to come and tell us that CEO. That means in 1 week, calculate 8,000 naira in 4 places. And no, she doesn't have to do anything after that, because it is us that will deliver the course to the person. It is us that will support that person for 8 weeks. It is us that will do everything, that will give the person a certificate of course. Like the moment that sale is done, our work is done. She doesn't hold the person anything. She doesn't hold that person anything. That means in 1 week that somebody will be spending their time working in maybe, and I know there are some primary schools in Lagos, they will be paying, I think minimum wage is 35K, a bit 33K. So the 35K that person is hustling, as that has made it in 1 week, it is not her day's job. it is not her day's job. Why am I saying this? The only thing she first had to understand is the fact that she can earn from the digital economy and why she's on WFS. Like, WFS is our Workplace Foundational Skills Program, where people learn workplace digital skills that they can use to do any form of work, whether you want to. What she's currently doing is work, like affiliate work, freelancing work, where you can start earning from the digital economy. The path to financial liberation, it is just working smart. Working smart, not working harder. She has a school she can go to in the morning. She will go there. But what is really bringing her the money is what she's using the time that she's spending in the school to do. See, and in fact, by the way, she earns, we have men in the community, just like we created it for women, for financial liberation of women. We have women, undergraduates, men, students, everything in the community, trying to start their own earning from digital economy too. So please, and you know, the funny thing is, we did not even make WFS a requirement for She Earns. Why? Again, we treated it as an empowerment program because we said, let's not assume we have someone that they cannot even afford WFS. Can they start earning from She Earns in such a way that they will sell WFS? Because one of the trainings we are giving She Earners is we walk them through as in we tell them all about the product so that in case they have to sell it to someone, at least they understand what is inside the products. We give them sample of the module 1 of the course, so at least they can enroll themselves on the module 1 of the course, look at what is there. So when they are telling somebody, they understand what they are telling somebody in the module 1. The day 2, we tell them about all the products, what they need. Day 3, we taught them entrepreneurship, things like marketing and selling and everything like that. If the person is starting from ground zero, like we have people, we have She Earners that join She Earns before, like I saw 1 or 2 of them enroll themselves for WFS after they've started She Earners. There is a reason we made it like that. Like if somebody is starting from ground zero, that they cannot even afford WFS, at least they can afford to buy data and sign MOU for She Earns, join the distinct community and start learning for free and start opening their mouths to the people around them to sell so they can collect 8,000. At least the first 8,000, even if you borrowed money to buy the first data of 6K, the first 8,000 you make will offset your bill. I just gave you a path to start from ground zero up. What you do with it, but whatever it is you do, to not leave that thing that you said is back to ground zero. Stable 30K income, 50K income is plannable. While I started iTrain Africa, I was teaching at School of Foundation Studies, University of Lagos. I did not really like driving all the way to University of Lagos then. But the stability of that income, even if the income from lecturing is crappy, the stability of that income ensured that I had money somewhere that was coming in, even if the money was small. Or at least I know it was something. It was a source. So before I was teaching in Minlab from 2019 to 2021. Remember I said I started earning 30K from iTrain Africa in June 2021. It was in September 2021 I left Unilag when I knew that I could be collecting 30K from the business that had started. That business could not afford to pay me 30K. Starting June, before I now left that other one in 2021, September. That is it. Of course, ensure. I was hustling the two together. Unilag, I will be doing Unilag by day. By night, I'll be setting up 1 o'clock to 3 a.m. I'll be setting up LMS, be setting up landing pages, be setting up this thing to sell products. Do you understand? When you are at that level, you must hustle it, as you must work out your own salvation at that level because you are. But I worked out my salvation before I left one. You don't live certainty for uncertainty. Business does not yield. In my year 1, year 2 of business, I was running at a loss. But I was running at a loss in a calculated way because I knew that I was building infrastructure that will now help us start to make money. You are built when you will need to build the infrastructure that will scale. You cannot spend the money of a business you just started. It is impossible. It is only people that get money from investors, all these VCs, venture capitalists, angel investors, people that use grants to do money, that can afford to start paying themselves salary from day one of a business. And see, this thing I'm telling you, take it to the bank, go to the Harvard, the best business school. That is the same thing. I have a mini MBA from International Finance Corporation. I've been a member of the Unleash Global Innovation Lab in Singapore. I have a certification in entrepreneurship and innovation and skills from Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen. So, and I've run a business for 15 years. I started as a fashion entrepreneur. I built my fashion business from borrowing 20,000 all the way up. This iTrade Africa is my third business. And no, those businesses did not crash. I choose to exit. So I understand business deeply in terms of experience and in terms of knowledge. For your school to stand a chance of survival, you need to feed it, not take from it. Then you can later, when you yourself, you are feeding yourself, that you attain stability, you can now start saying, okay, how do I then grow this school? Then you can start investing money in entrepreneurship courses, right? Entrepreneurship courses, programs. And why you will see that most of the things I've said so far, I keep referring to knowledge. If I turn my distance to my left in my room, today, half of my day has been spent on YouTube learning from Alex Hormozi. He's a beast when it comes to marketing. So while people are sitting down watching YouTube, I'm using my data to watch Alex Hormozi on YouTube. I've watched 3 of his videos today. One is 1 hour plus, and that one is 38. I was on the 3rd one when I came to join this thing. Why? You are only as good as the knowledge that is in your head. My daughter came in, she's 9 years. Said, Mommy, what are you? I said, I'm learning. She said, I thought you are the one teaching people. How come you are learning on TV? I said, oh, my dear, for you to be a great teacher, you need to continually learn. Learning never stops. Because there'll be something I will pick up from that guy. I think if you were in any of my clarity sessions earlier in the week, I was telling somebody that this month, in the month of January, I've paid $250,000 to learn. I paid $150,000 for a program. I paid another $100,000 to be a part of a community where they teach sales. Is it that I don't know sales and marketing that I'm paying that money? Oh, no. When I want to unlock the next level of this, I must pay to find more knowledge. I don't even care if I join those things, finish, and I realize that what they are teaching them, I already know it. But I first made an attempt to invest in the knowledge. I might be just one thing I will take out of that thing that person will say, that will click in my head. I say, oh, this is what I need to do. It might be just one sentence. That sentence, I run with it and implement it. So if for everyone that is here today, the first budget you must have when you are in a dilemma is the budget of learning. Just take that from me. When I started iTrade Africa in 2020, the first budget was money, $700 to pay Stephanie for our course, CMO, the course launch delivered. That course taught me how to set up online courses. Because even if I knew what I wanted to teach, I didn't have the knowledge on how to set up online business, as an online business, online courses, learning management. I didn't. So I went to my sister, who was a salary, and I said, borrow me $700. I will pay you across 6 months. I collected the money, invested it in learning. 3 months, January, February, March of the COVID year, I was learning how to set up. In April, I set up the business. For anything you want to dabble into, I encourage every one of you, the first thing you should invest in is knowledge. And that is why I was able to set up iTrade Africa and not use it to play tente and for it not to crash. Because I first gained the knowledge on setting up the business I wanted to do. And when I say setting up the business, I had run a business for 10 years. I had a mini MBA as at then. I'd gone to Unleash Global Innovation Lab. But for the kind of business I wanted to set up, Stephanie Obi was in that line. I technically paid for mentorship. $700 converted to Nigerian money. But I wasn't willing to use my time and energy to do trial and error. I wanted someone to guide me who had been creating online courses. So I took a course. Our course was teaching me how to create online courses because I knew that for me to be able to sell in iTrain Africa, I needed to understand how to create online courses. I wanted to package my knowledge into online courses. I did not want to be teaching it one-on-one, one person, because I already knew my plan. Like, I teach one person. When will I break it? I'll be doing service coaching, consultation. So if I'm not talking today, I'm not making money. So I first sat down, did my calculation and said, well, what is this money I needed? I needed the first money I needed was to learn. I got that money. In April, I launched the course. No, January to March, why am I telling you my story? So that you will know that it is not as if I had the money. Then I borrowed money from my sister to learn. And I returned the money when I said I was going to return it. I'm not entitled to somebody else's money. Just so we are clear. And I told her what I wanted to use the money for. I said, sis, I need money for this. Can you borrow me this thing? This is my returning plan. This is my returning time. And she said yes. And I returned it. By June of the year of 2020, during COVID, I launched my first online course, not one person, but. And I sat down, went back to the drawing table, realized what my mistake was. I launched without having a community of people I want to launch it. So I thought miracle will happen. I went back to the drawing board in July. From July of 2020 to March of 2021, I spent it not making money. I was building community of people that was going to, like and trust and, be able to buy what I was selling. Do you understand me? So it meant that the first 1.5 years, the first revenue we then made was 2021 March. Do you see how long I used to wait before I was asking the business for revenue? When I started making revenue in March, I now waited till June, 3 months after, to earn the first salary from it. That is a plan. You need to give your business leeway to grow. Forget all the nonsense. People be making you feel like entrepreneurship is rosy. Says who? It's hard. Let's be clear. Entrepreneurship is hard. It is hard. It's just rewarding at the later time. So if there's anyone here that is thinking of exiting their job and going to entrepreneurship because they think there is money in entrepreneurship, please think again. Have a plan on how that business would survive. Because business needs money to grow first before you can start collecting money from it. But at least I've given you a plan on how, even if you have nothing right now and your last money is 6,000 naira, use it to buy always on data or your wife's phone. I'm sure one of my admin has dropped the link of She Earns here. Let her enroll for She Earns. You can also enroll yourself. It is not if you like, because it doesn't matter. If it is you that can sell to your colleagues, enroll yourself, both of you enroll for She Earns. The first 8,000 you make, you'll be gathering it. I encourage you to register for WFS. Why? Because I realized that for the She Earners that have done WFS, they are more equipped because WFS is a foundational course that anybody needs to work in any profession in anywhere. And because that affiliate thing they are doing is a type of work. So for instance, we create folders for them where they can get materials that they can use to market. We create Excel sheets for something or the other. So we realize that for the people who have not learned how to use digital tools and they are She Earners, they are struggling because they did not go through WFS. So that is my board. I always say it is not a requirement. It is just something that we highly encourage. It is not this thing. If you know that, don't worry, I can manage to do that one. Let me just earn my first 8K. It's fine. Just enroll yourself. Talk to your pastor. Oh, your pastor needs to do an empowerment program. And they've been saying, they want to train youth. That is the time you say, pastor, I've seen one training program. Oh, yada, 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 yada. Go and tell them. Even if it is 5 of your youth member, you can imagine them registering 5 of your youth church members through you. That's 40K. Please, don't be angry at your business because it is you that have not done that business well. Don't be angry at your business. You just need to re-strategize from the beginning. And I hope this advice about the Lasisi.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Is there someone? Okay, let me read the chat a bit. I think there are people who have dropped messages. There was someone who dropped me a message about, hi, I can't find it. I think when that thing threw me out, it's not loading. Please, there was someone who sent me a direct message about them. They've worked for several years. They need, like, I don't want to call your name, but you sent me a message directly before that meeting bounced me out. Could you resend that message so that I could read your message? I don't want to call out your name, but you did send me a message personally. And I want to take, because I see that there was a question you had asked, and I would like to take that question personally. Please, could you resend that message to me? And if you are here, you have another question, please use the raise hand button if you would like to come ask. If not, use the chat and I'll read out your question for you. Please, if you're that person, can you kindly resend the message? And if you'd like to ask your question, please go ahead and ask by using the raise hand button. Lebura or Lawale, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening, Doctor. Doc, thank you so much for the session. So the question I want to ask is, okay, for the kind of business I run, a lot of customers you get are dependent on referral. And sometimes you're seeking for, how do you go about seeking for collaboration? So let me explain my business. So I run like an online tutoring academy. So so I kind of network students, teachers, that kind of a thing. But I'm looking at expanding my business, and I'm just wondering, how can one go about, if you're looking for a collaborator, like someone you can partner with and maybe work based on percentage, like, okay, you refer a client to me, we agree on percentage or something. So I'm just wondering, how can that work? And how do you go about it,
You are not looking for a collaboration, you are looking for like, that's not like a collaboration. As in when you were first talking about you are trying to attract partners or something like that, it's a collaboration. I was, thinking about, building your brand in a way like that, because you mentioned tutoring in such a way that people then reach out to you on how, not like a transactional way. So people always confuse partnership and sales representative or things like that, or affiliate marketing. What you just described is like an affiliate marketing, where people someone to you and you take a certain percentage of the money, and that's what you just described, right? That's what you just described, and that's not like a collaboration or something. Collaboration and partnership is a more it's more like it's a longer time frame. It's not like that kind of transactional stuff, right? So now that you have explained what you are trying to look for, so what you are basically looking for is partners, affiliates or people that can refer people to you and they can take a commission. So it's more like a marketing stuff. So I feel like, first, have you worked before? As in, did you do a 9 to 5 before you started your business or something?
Yes, I did.
So I actually
did I worked for about 17 years.
Okay, as what? As in what sector?
Education. I was a teacher.
Okay, great. Then you went into online tutoring and everything like that.
Yes.
Okay, what's your academy centered around?
Okay, so what we do is we have students from the KS2 to A level.
Okay, great. So I'm trying to find out who your ideal audience are. That's what this thing. So basically, your users and your customers are not the same person. How do I mean? In the innovation space, your user is a person who uses the product. So your
Okay.
users are, like younger people, but your
Yes.
customers are parents because they are customers. The customer is the person that pays you for the product. So what it
Yes.
means is you need to start finding out where the parents, the users, parents, that's the customers, are converged. So the question
Okay.
is, where do you find the parents of an ideal young person, that is within your thing. So that is one. Number two, I don't know the price point of your products, like your online product, but the price point will also determine where the parents of those people are gathered, right? The
Okay.
price point will determine where they are gathered. Because let's take, for instance, now like a tutorial. There's one tutorial, this thing, the model that they use and everything that. So they would typically be targeting parents that are probably on Instagram, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn or something. Why? Because of the price point of the things they offer, right? So they need the
Okay.
kind of parents that is aware enough to be on certain platforms, right? So you would typically find them target their adverts to those kind of platforms. Why did I first have to
Okay.
explain to you? Based on your experience, I would say of your 17 years experience in the education sector, you probably need to build a personal brand for yourself first.
Okay.
And if you to me, I would say go and you need to me. If I had to recommend a program that we run for you right now, I would say go to GOP. And what does GOP do is basically for experienced people need to build the personal brand. It's for founders, academics, or professionals. Why do we say
Okay.
founders? Meaning the founders or visionary this thing. And whenever we say founders, I think your business kind of qualifies for that because I'm sure there's a vision, mission, all those whatever kind of thing. So
Yes.
you're building a visionary business for you to qualify to be in GOP because it's an application-based program. Why do I say so? Your 17 years experience counts for something. So what it means is one of the things that we could teach you on GOP is how to then write, how to build a profile that showcases you as the authority in that space, in the education space. After
Okay.
teaching you how to build a profile, then you can optimize your LinkedIn plus and part of what the program covers. Then we then teach you how to write the kind of articles that shows you as a person that has sense in that space. And that is how people then start to reach out to you. For instance, I think if you were in my session B 2 days ago, I was telling someone something that this month alone, I've had 2 people reach out to me on LinkedIn. One reached out to me to interview me on an international podcast in the US. The other person also reached out to me from the international space to tell me they wanted to partner with us. That is my organization. They run something. They wanted to train 10,000 people and things like that. So we're going to go into a particular, we are currently, that thing is in the works. Why am I saying this? I did the work of positioning myself as the founder of iTrain Africa on LinkedIn. And I started that work in January of last year. If you had met me on LinkedIn prior to then, my positioning was for my personal self, my professional self. And that is how I was able to secure my 2 international roles. That is one as a design lead at Natural History Museum of London. And the second was as a global program coordinator at Museum for the United Nations, right? So my positioning 3-4 years ago was for myself to attract those
Okay.
kind of things. Then the moment I started building Skilled for Work Academy, or I knew that was the next direction because the Skill for Work Academy, we had to do the curriculum for like 3 years. So the curriculum went through a 3 years testing phase from 2021 to 2024, right? So when I knew that, I wanted to now scale what we were doing. So from October 2023, the moment we completed the Global Mentorship Conference, I went quiet around my personal self, like me as me, like the kind of thing that I was writing was no longer about the kind of things that would get me personal things. Then I started to use my LinkedIn profile to position myself as the founder of a visionary stuff, which was a Skill for Work Academy. So it meant that all the opportunities that came in my inbox last year was around, they were, come and speak as, I think sometime last year I spoke on at this Pepper local government invited me to come and speak to secondary school, this thing, whatever, around the future skills and everything like that. Someone from Unilag reached out to me to say, come and speak to our students on, workplace skills. Like that, I had someone from World Bank reach out, someone from IFC and all that, and we had meetings, and I had someone from Netherlands reach out. And I remember the person from Netherlands said, oh, we are going into something like all the details. Why am I saying this? People reached out to me because of the work they want to do with me, based on me being a founder of the Skill for Work Academy. And that was intentional. Do you understand? So if I wanted to change what you are reaching out to me for right now, I would change the tone of my LinkedIn profile. And that is what I always teach professional scholars and academics to do, right? As in, the tone of my LinkedIn determines what I attract. So for you right now, note, the work of attraction is not immediate work. If you are looking for immediate sales, my recommendation to you would be like, go and set up, what's it called? Meta ads. Like when I say meta ads, Facebook and Instagram ads and everything like that, create a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Something free that is valuable to your ideal audience, which is the mothers and or parents of those people. Set up an ad, get them into your funnel, market to them and things like that. But this particular one, this other part I'm recommending to you is for visionaries. It's for people that really intend to build something that will last and scale. And whenever you are trying to build something that is going to last and scale, you must build the brand, not just try to make sales on the immediate. So what it means about building the brand is you must first do the work of looking the part of the founder of a visionary academy. So that people can then come to you with things that are worth it. But many people do not have the patience to do that work. So maybe in the next couple of months, when my work is beginning to gather momentum and is, people are saying, oh, she's lucky, see her. Government said, government wants to partner with her to train 2,000 people. This person wants to partner with her, but I've done the work since January of last year. Do you understand? So it is not building a brand, building a personal brand that attracts global audience is not one day's work. So you must, of course, I don't use my LinkedIn to try to make immediate sales. I use Instagram and Facebook by us setting up my advert budgets in one day. Every single day, we are spending 100,000 Naira on Meta ads. So do you understand? To reach people. So I know the platforms to go to for sales. I know platforms to go to for brand. Marketing, branding are two different things. The branding is the one that is built to last. So that when the one that is built for a short-term goal starts to decline, the branding would have kicked off. The branding would have kicked off. And that way, I always tell people that LinkedIn is my shepherd ground. What is shepherd ground? Where you are able to, like, look, whenever I tell people about LinkedIn, they always think it's like, they don't believe it. I always like, when you are looking for decision makers, people that can call the shots, people that they can say, oh, I approve that you should train 5,000 people, go to LinkedIn. If you are looking to sell to one person, so there's sheep and there's shepherd. The sheeps are one sale, that's B2C, business to customer. When you are beginning to look for B2B and B2G, that is business to business, business to government, you need to build a LinkedIn profile. So because I know, that is why I asked you if you've worked before, because I wanted to be able to check your frame of mind, where you are. Like professionals that have worked for a number of years have a different frame of mind than, so you will definitely understand when I say you need to build a personal brand that is now going to influence your business brand. And in the course of that, for you, you need to do the work. There's someone that joined the GOP last, was it December? I don't even know, Princess Dio. She has something she's building. It's like an NGO. This is the same advice I gave her after she paid for GOP. I said, look, we are going to make you look good on LinkedIn, good enough to affect your business brand. And this work is not immediate work. So for your immediate work that you want to at least be making some form of revenue to sustain this thing, please go and learn how to set up Instagram and Meta ads as ads on this thing. You need to learn to build a lead magnet. That is what I learned from Stephanie back then in 2019. How to build a lead magnet, how to build a landing page, how to do whatever. if you are looking for someone to probably go to for that particular thing right now, find Mayowa Website Chick. Instagram name is Website Chick. She's currently doing something like coach, expert to coach challenge or something like that, where she's teaching people how to start and set up their online businesses. Find her on Instagram. Website Chick is her name. She has something going on. She can teach you how to, set up your business online. If you have not already learned that, do you understand? Basically, set up an online business that's marketing and all those things. You need to learn that. Now, once you're done learning that, then you are not done learning that, because even the process of learning it, you have to start showcasing. You need to start your brand building as fast as you can. That is my advice to you. And I think GOP is what I would recommend to you. Well, please note, because if I didn't hear from you right now, most likely if I asked you to just go and fill that GOP application, you might feel something that will tell you that you don't qualify. Because if you don't feel about your years of experience and the kind of goal you're trying to achieve, and you just say, well, I'm a business owner, I will tell you, oh, our GOP is not for you. But because now I understand where you are from, that you have certain years of experience, and you need to first build a brand for yourself, then on your personal page, you now create a company LinkedIn page, then we can now start posting. So if you go to our LinkedIn page right now, I have a personal LinkedIn page that I first started used to make noise last year, and it is not the kind of noise of come and buy you. Like, I don't know, what's going to happen is I have a session on next week, Friday, on my personal Instagram page at Aderinsola Adepoju, my full name, my personal Instagram page. I think we're also going to do it on Zoom. I'm not sure. I'll ask my team. That particular page is where I talk about my 3 Ps. That's profile building, platform optimization, positioning, where the framework I used to teach this thing. You may also want to get the Oluwatosin. Can you drop the free link of the LinkedIn, the 3 free videos? She could watch it and understand the process of PPP. And I'm also going to be explaining next week, Friday, and all that stuff. Why is it? GOP is your go-to as far as what for the goal you need to achieve. GOP is your go-to. You need to build your brand. Like there's no 2 ways about it. At least if you are building to last.
Yes.
But not a her. That's I need to put that clause so that we are clear on what I will advise you based on what the goal is. For immediate kind of sales, you need to learn how to set up an online system for selling the product you have. And if you ask me, for that particular immediate B2C kind of sales, your ideal parent will probably be on Instagram. So you just need to be able to find them and make them know that you are the authority in it, and they will pay you for it. And you, again, even the knowledge you get from GOP will have to teach you how to build that kind of authority on even on Instagram, because the post I post on my personal LinkedIn, or I call it SEO post, that's a search engine optimized post, as an authority kind of post. The ones I write for my LinkedIn is what I put on my Instagram page, that is my personal Instagram page, that attracts the kind of people I want to enroll for GOP for me. So even if I taught or I teach that particular model for people to use it on their LinkedIn, the way they write, the way they show up, I realized that because I know that my ideal audience, which are professionals that have experience and all that, they also converge on LinkedIn. So I put out the kind of content that will also attract them, and they can then enroll for GOP. So even if I taught it for LinkedIn, it also still will. My highest paying clients have paid me millions of naira. I've gotten them from Instagram. But these are people that they are AGMs of banks and things like that. I did not put out the kind of regular content that somebody else will put out and be doing anyhow on Instagram, because I know the kind of audience I want are those executives, C-suits, and professionals that basically have experience or academics. So for that brand, I'm not talking about the brand of SFW. When I say for that brand, my personal brand, which is my Instagram name, Aderinsola Adepoju, the kind of content I create there is different. The way I talk there is different from when I'm talking to the Skid for Work Academy audience, which is like this audience now. So it's just totally different, because I know who I'm talking to and I act accordingly in that particular thing. So yeah, 2 things you can action on: GOP and find Mayowa Website Chick. Website Chick is our business name on this thing on Instagram.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So, when is the GOP starting?
So GOP is, if you click the link that they put in the comment section, maybe I'll click like GOP, because GOP is a professionals program. We don't put a start time to it because they are busy people.
Okay.
And put it that way. So what we do is once they buy, we give them access to the course and they start. Why is that? On the GOP, there are two different courses. The GOP is a program, right? But the GOP has courses, it has support. So
Okay.
this is kind of like a bonus on because the course itself is what is 268,750. But because I
Okay.
know that whenever professionals start, they always need a form of support. So I had to then put them in cohort for the support bonus part. So basically everybody that's bought GOP between November and like January, February, like every 3 months. So I run that support 3 times a year, which is the first one they say starting March 7. The next one is July, maybe July 19th. The next one is like November 7. So it means that everyone that's paid me in December, January, that people that will pay me in February, till the 7th of March, I'll batch them into that cohort. Then we do like a 6 weeks live support. 6 week live support means that 7 to 10 p.m. every Friday evening, they come live. We do like a workshop in sense that it's not webinar because the thing you are learning is already on the course. You must have watched it before coming to the workshop. So it's more like we are working together. Like for instance, let's say in week 1, that is about clarity. I've taught them how to achieve certain kind of clarity on the messaging they are going to put out. So what it means is if they've not done that before coming there, they are just coming to the workshop and they cannot do the work because the workshop is writing your own profile.
Yes.
Be like, oh, this is it. Everybody is doing their own in the workshop. So if you've not first consumed the knowledge, you are going to be useless to yourself in the workshop. So I always encourage people that GOP is not a program. Whenever I say we are starting, I mean the workshop support is starting. The knowledge you should have consumed it before coming here. If you don't consume it, you are good, you're on your own. Do you understand? That's always a rule. If you don't consume it, you're on your own. Because what I'm coming to do is like we are coming to do implementation of what you must have learned. And especially because again, the course was recorded as a workshop. Like I had people live in the workshop. So the course is very deep. You know, I've had people to say, oh, can you just re-record this way? It looks too short. I said, no. The point is I lose the essence of all the questions that made it really deep in the sense of knowledge. You would get a perspective of different people. Someone that is early asked, so what if I'm this? What if I'm transitioning? What's it like? So all that's me answering gave it a kind of depth that I don't want to re-record.
Okay.
If I record something that does not have a live element, I can't get those kind of questions coming in. So what we then did is, so we have 2 parts to the GOP, like it's a 2-part course. The first one focuses on clarity and brand building. That is the most important one. Even if whenever people come to us, they always say, oh, I want to optimize my LinkedIn. I said, you cannot optimize jack shit if you've not done the first part, because optimization is making something work to the best of its capabilities. That is what optimization means. Oh, it's like, oh, this my phone is not working. I said, let me delete it. Let me optimize it. Let me remove that. I want it to work to the best of its capability. But first, something must be in existence that you are optimizing. That is how it is. So, but many people don't understand that. So the way it works is the first course, which we call the profile course, teaches people how to first understand the kind of message they are going to put out, which is the clarity part. So the first course covers the clarity, then profile building. The second course covers profile optimization, which is LinkedIn optimization, and how you then write articles that positions you on LinkedIn as the go-to person that now gets people in your inbox to come and be saying, hi, hello, I want to partner. People always think it's magic. Whenever I teach them, I say, hey, I've been on LinkedIn for 5 years. No one's ever reached out to me. They're just always viewing my profile. and I did this thing within 1 week, I'm getting two things. As in what I said is that is what positioning is. Writing the kind of things that would attract the kind of persons you want to attract. So if anybody skips the first part of the course, which is where we do the clarity, you need to identify like all those, and there's a scientific way we do it, like, you do a personality test, you do journaling, you do this stakeholder, this thing. There's a systematic way. Again, I have a PhD in chemistry, so my head always thinks framework, science. It must be repeatable. That's the first thing in science. It must be repeatable. So because I know that I need to teach people in such a way that it is repeatable. If you do it, I do it, they do it, it is repeatable. It's a repeatable process. So there's like a structured framework for doing that. So once you do that and you get your messaging right, so I always encourage people that please get it right. Because even me, the first time I did that exercise myself in 2019, it took me 7 days to be able to do one of the assignment of writing what I needed to write. So if you don't give yourself that time to do the exercise at the first part, the second part of the course, you can complete it in 1 day. That's the LinkedIn optimization. Once I'm telling you, click here, is a technical thing. Click here, you can just be clicking it and be doing it. For the first one, it's going to require a lot of your it's a clarity and profile building, which is a more brain consuming kind of activity that needs a lot of brainstorming on the part of the person, despite I'm showing you as in what you need to do, but you still need to basically brainstorm to get it done. So that's the first one. So I always encourage people that there are people that have paid us in December for the first part, because like I say, it's a 2-part course and it's the cost you are paying for. The bonus is just a support. So we always encourage people that even if it's half of the money you have, pay for it, gain access to the first part of the course that is going to cost you a lot of time to implement. If you like, pay the second half by a week when the other one is starting. The second one is a 5 hours course. Like you can complete it 2 hours. You understand that kind of thing. But the first one, you cannot do it overnight, even if the course itself is a 5 hours course. So the 2 courses are for 5 hours. But you cannot do the first one overnight. That I can guarantee you. I've been teaching this since 2020. I've not seen someone that did that assignment overnight. I've not even seen someone that did it on 3 days. Like all the things they need to implement in the first part, I've not seen anyone that did that in 3 days. So I always warn people that if you're a kind of person that like to ask, when is it closing? It's not closing. It is just a question, when do you want to start? So when you want to start determines when you get the kind of results you are seeking for GOP. It's an advanced program. People don't have time. So I need to be able to make it in such a way that when they are ready, they get on it and they can start immediately. Not them waiting for something because the bonus is just them gathering and me supporting them live for 6 weeks. Then they remain in a community for another 6 weeks. So the total support on that program is like 3 months. But the other 6 weeks is just inside a WhatsApp community. We add them to an alumni community. We have what we call the PPP alumni community, because we feel like the people that are there, like the network is good, the network is solid. Like this is batch 9. Yeah, this is batch 9. So imagine professionals and whatever, solid people from all the way from there in that community. So they kind of feed off one another. So that is after the program, then we then add you to the alumni community. So yeah, that's you can read more about GOP, but I wanted to show you the first one I was talking about. That's a brand building and a profile building. That is the one that the work is deep. I cannot even lie. And if you don't do it right, when it comes to the time you need to position, you need to start writing articles, you won't still get your messaging right. So the work of the messaging needs to be done at the beginning, let's be clear. And I've seen people say, I'm struggling. I say, you think to understand your position, to understand what you are going to be saying on LinkedIn it's not small work, but it's a rewarding job, trust me. Because people can say, how do they keep reaching out to you? Is it only you? Why do I say, but I did the work. So I cannot be chasing people to collaborate with me. They need to be the one reaching out to me. So you need to choose your also. If you want to do the work of chasing, or if you want to do the work of building a profile that can attract. Everybody must do some form of work. So it is the also you choose that you just then. I hope that helps Lawali.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I'll definitely reach out so I can pay for the course.
Maverick Tony, please unmute yourself. Maverick, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've seen the message, direct message from the person that sent me directly. I've seen it. I'm going to respond to it after Maverick. Please go ahead.
All right, ma. Good evening, ma. And happy
Good
Sunday.
evening. Thank you.
Actually, I've been following you. I've been following you for quite some time now, and this will be my second time of joining your section like this. Or the other one was on YouTube where I get to see you. Okay, I think it was on LinkedIn. I noticed I came across you. Then I clicked to the link where it take me to another social media platform, and then down to WhatsApp. I've been following you for quite some time. At the same time, I used to share your updates on my WhatsApp community and Telegram. I do that because I am an HR personnel. I also own a recruiting consulting firm where we do for organizations and individual persons. At the same time, we have an academy where we train people for digital skill, also empower them. Actually, I've been looking for a way I could partner with some other people who have gone ahead of me. People like you, I know that you have past experience, especially when it comes to traveling and career and business insight. So, like I said, I do share your update, and for quite some time, I have a whole lot of people who show interest in participating or learning digital skill or how to learn remote job rather. So I told them about this program, and one of the reasons why I joined tonight.
Hello. Hello. Uh-oh. Can anyone hear him? Hello. 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 Oh, I can't hear him. So, let me take the question of the person who has sent me a direct message. Let me take that question while Maverick gets back. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay, let me read out the question. I am a 62-year-old mother, currently at a crossroad in my business. I have run a beauty store business for years, closed shop some years back. I need directions regarding the way forward. I've signed up for the forthcoming WFS, just unsure way to go on my business path. I need clarity. I feel I need one-on-one with you, but can't afford that at the moment. What's your suggestion? What's your suggestion? I feel I need a one-on-one with you, but can't afford that at the moment. What's your suggestion, ma? I need your help. So let me read that again. Good evening, Doc. Thank you so much for this opinion. I'm a 62-year-old mother, currently at the crossing my business. I've run a business of 4 years, closed shop some years back. So I'm trying to reread it back because I'm trying to figure out I still don't know what the problem is. So it is hard for me to render any, it's hard for me to render any this thing. It's hard for me to render any, because just say you close shop. I don't have information to say this is where you need to go. You closing shop some years back, I don't know how to, I don't know what exactly made you close shop. Let me put it that way. So I can't help. You say you are signed up for the upcoming WFS. So WFS is needed by everybody, like a professional, a freelancer, an affiliate marketer, a 9-to-5er, because it's workplace skills, like the foundational skills everybody needs to learn to do work in any tech-enabled organization or environment for themselves, for somebody, whatever. So people take WFS when they are ready to upskill because they need to be able to digitalize their business. They take WFS when they're ready to upskill because they need to do better on their job. They take WFS when they're ready to learn digital skills so they can start freelancing. They take WFS for different things because the course teaches you workplace skills that you can use for different things. They take WFS when they're ready to get better at their academics. I don't know why you are taking WFS. I don't know. So what it means is I have a challenge. I basically have a challenge with advising you right now because that advice, I don't know how to help you. I don't know why you are taking WFS. And I don't know why you close shop. So I'm going to just, maybe if you can offer me more clarity around that. Good evening, ma'am. Sheriff, I can see your hand up. Let me take this second message first, and I will come to you. Good evening, ma'am. The program is quite educative. I work in the hospitality industry, and I'm also running a professional program, ICANN. I need additional income to be able to meet up with my bills and other needs. I work in the hospitality industry, and I also run a professional, I'm running, so hospitality, okay, great. See, whatever it is you do, the additional source of income, make sure it is in the digital economy. I don't know if you were here when I was advising somebody to start with Sheins, so they can start, with affiliates. Digital economy is same thing. You see the other person I advised just now, the woman that has a 17 years experience and all that, right? On how she's going to earn from, but this time around, she's setting up her. She's not affiliating. She should go and take her distance so she can learn how to set up our online school. Let me put it that way. She's earning from the digital economy. Whatever it is you do not get into a business that has inventory. Business that has inventory is, when you say inventory, like you have to buy fabric and store it before you can sell it. That is inventory. Do you understand? Whatever it is you do, don't get into a business that has inventory, because inventory is just, you need capital to get inventory, and it's just tying your money down. So that's why I said, whatever it is you do, you need to start earning from digital economy, and you earning from digital economy would ensure that would ensure that you are able to earn without having to start with a capital. Again, the same advice I gave the other person, that if you are saying, okay, digital economy, I cannot start setting up, because to set up an online business, like someone like me, like, it's going to cost you money. I just told you first, I first had to take her $700 to go and learn how to set up online courses. He heard when I was advising a laborer also now that she has to go and learn how to, build that kind of system, then this thing. So again, digital economy earning is that you can be earning as the one that is creating the product. You can be earning as the one that is selling the product. You can be earning as a staff that is working in the organization that is selling the products, right? So there are 3 different ways to do it. But since you already work in the hospitality, you cannot go and start working as maybe a staff in the hospitality as in this thing. Why? Because for you to probably, if I say now, go and start earning as a digital, as a virtual assistant or something like that, you need to first acquire the remote worker skill, which is the virtual skill, which is what WFS is for. It means that you need to learn WFS, then start to search for remote work, such as, what's it called? What's WFS? There are 7 to 10 different kind of work you can do with WFS. But basically, any work that does not require a technical degree, when I say, or a technical certification, meaning that any work that you can do it with just the skills that you like, digital skills, soft skills, life skills, non-technical skills. The technical skill, you're like, oh, you're a doctor, it is a technical job. You're a lawyer, it's technical. You learn how to set up Facebook and Instagram. It's a technical skill. But customer support, community management, Tosin is here. In dropping distance since Tosin transitioned and became my staff this year. Why? She came last year, she was teaching. She also wanted to transition her career. She wanted to start, get into the digital economy, basically start working in tech-enabled space. She took WFS. After WFS, she paid us for our internship program. During her internship, she was serving as our community manager and sales rep, and that is how she came for the interview when we advertised. And next thing, she's been employed by us as a distance. So that is how she got here. So that one requires some time, people that have the time to transition and start working in that space, right? But if you're a kind of person that you still need to be earning that income from the hospitality, my advice to you, enroll for WFS, learn the digital skills that you need to learn. While you start to say, which kind of remote work can I do? On the immediate, join Sheins, starts, you can be earning 8,000. Just even think about it. Even if it is true you sell in 1 week to your colleagues at work or your church member, that's extra 16K in a week. You don't have to do anything extra. It's still the same gist you will probably gist your colleague or the same way you put on your WhatsApp. If you are saying, how do I even put on my, how do I know what to say to them? Again, we teach you what to even say to them in the She Earners community. That's why it's a community. That is, it's an empowerment community. Because again, they are not paying me for the entrepreneurship I'm teaching them. All this my entrepreneurship knowledge of several years, they're not paying me for it. Do you understand me? They're not paying me for it. I'm just teaching them how to basically start that kind of this thing from the beginning. Nadia, I can go downstairs now. I'll be done in 30 minutes. There you go. So that's what I was, depending on where you are, 2 options. You can decide to upskill by taking WFS in such a way that you can change career paths that can earn you a significant increase in income, which is where WFS comes in. And you can also take WFS, maintain your hospitality job, maintain your hospitality job, and still, what's it called? And still be earning as an affiliate. And if you now feel like, I'm earning as an affiliate, I'm telling, because again, when you are working in a specific place, it gives you an audience. It gives you an audience. Like you have, let's say you are working in the ministry, you are working anywhere. It means you have colleagues that they cannot use digital tools, they cannot use Google. So they say something, because again, you would have upskilled. They would have seen how you have upskilled, how you are doing better on your job. You are doing operating things in the right way. You can set up this, you can do collaborative, you can use Miro, you can use all those digital tools. They've seen it, how you are doing. Say, what is making you get better? So it means that you just need to tell them, CEO, this is what I took. We better go and enroll. It's 45,150. They buy you an extra 8K. They buy you an extra 8K. Do you understand? So that is one way to increase your income. Whether you are affiliating for this thing, but I always say the fastest way to not do, and that is the same that applies for drop shipping. What did I first tell you? Whatever it is you do, don't go and get yourself into a business that has inventory or capital. If that first person I answered, Babatunde, I would say, you went to establish a school with the small money you have, you are going to start paying for property, you are acquiring inventory, you are acquiring liability. It's a liability. As a teacher, the first thing I would have thought about is creating an ebook that is teaching children how to do this thing, creating a digital product that you don't have inventory. Inventory is it, and trust me, take it from somebody who has run a fabric business for how many years now? 10 years. That you have to procure fabric, store it, and everything. I'm currently trying to sell my fabric business, which is the last thing that is left in my fashion business. Because I don't even have the energy again for it. Not because it was not making me money. No, I can't manage it anymore. Right? So again, I have run both sides of businesses, digital products, physical products. I've done also services. My fashion business started with a garment production. So I've done service, bespoke. So I have sampled various, as in I've sampled digital products. I would advise you, especially when it is to earn extra income, don't start a business that requires you to have capital and be tying it down. Start earning from the digital economy. And the fastest way to earn from digital economy is to use somebody else's money to start. Meaning, I'm the one that is setting up elements, that is paying $1 for the school, that is paying this, that is paying Zoom $171,000 in a year, paying for this thing $97. I'm the one that is doing the entire system to support the system. You are the one that is bringing this thing and collecting 20% of the money. Do you understand? Start with somebody else's structure. Earn from it first. Then you can now decide, okay, let me set up my own structure, because structure is capital. Okay, so that would be my advice to you. That person that has said she wants to, guess her problem is sales. Okay. Good evening, my doc. Thanks for the career clarity. I need clarity on how to reposition myself. I'm a graduate, but never got a to try a job because I graduated above age required. As at my time, I have been into all manner of businesses, and lately I've decided to take some tech courses. Like I took one in the project manager. I'm not really tech savvy, but I know that the way to go is tech. I would be grateful to get a feedback because the business isn't working. I would take that and then take Sherifa. C. I think I probably need to go to this page so that I can use it to explain something to you. I want you to explain something. I don't know if you've taken that thing, but I need to explain something to you. Whenever people tell me that they don't have work because of age, I tell you that's nonsense. Value does not mind age. There is someone on LinkedIn. She started her upworking career at 46. Freelancing career. I'll probably find out on LinkedIn for you. She took virtual assistant course, like this, our remote workers program, this particular WFS. She took it, not my own, as in she took another, like something like from another person, but basically what you call foundational skills that enables her to become a virtual assistant online, to start earning online at 46. As at last year, she was Upwork's best performing virtual assistant or something like that. Oh, definitely earning above $1,000 in a month. She started to learn at 46. Why do I say this? I explained it on this video. This is what I wanted to show you. I want to show you something. There is a formula that I always say, please, whenever people hear that, I know tech is the way to go, I say, hold up. To work in the tech space, look at this formula. This is what I wanted to show you. The formula you need to get jobs in 2024 is ratio 5, 30, 30, 35 as a beginner. Who is a beginner? A beginner is someone that is just starting off in a space. If you have 50 years of experience from the previous place, you are a beginner. I did not say recent graduate. A beginner is someone that is just starting off in a particular space. This is the formula. So you doing project management means that you have only 30% of what your employer is going to require you to have. 30%. because hard skill, project management is a technical skill. Is that you call it hard skill or technical skill? So what it means is you have only gotten 30% of what you need. 30 over 100 is safe 9. Let's be clear. Look, if you're in this room and you've not watched the free WFS, that's on Seller. Where is that link? Let me find it. Go and watch it. It's 1 hour. That entire 5 lessons is 1 hour. Go and watch it. You know why I say go and watch it? It explains this thing in detail to you. People don't realize, and I say, how did I come about this? Go to LinkedIn. Again, lesson 4, under that free first model, we show you how to get to LinkedIn, navigate it, and find the kind of work. Go and find project management roles on LinkedIn. I could show you right now. Go through the eligibility, the criteria, and the skills that are needed. You will realize that 60% of the skills they are asking you for as a project manager, they are what you call soft skills. Come here. There is a research that was done by Harvard and Stanford. See, it's Harvard University in conjunction with this thing, research, Stanford research. It was found that 85% of job success come from having well-developed soft and people skills, and only 15% of the jobs comes from technical skills and knowledge. I did not say so. It is a research that is backed up. So when you say you have acquired technical skill, I've done project management, I've done, know that you have not even acquired half of what you need in the tech space. And that is where people get it wrong. See, I drew this and say, what people spend money on to acquire. 85% of people, or 72% of people spend money on acquiring hard skills. Project management, digital marketing. That is a hard skill, a technical skill. And only 28% spend money on acquiring soft skills. But guess what? What is required? 15% of what is required is hard skill. 85% of what you need is hard skill, soft skill. So it means that people, which is why I always say clarity is key. There is a reason I made the module 1 of this course free for people to watch. It is important you are clear about what you need. Because employers of labor are the ones that determine what they want. And here is what they want. You must meet what they want to get the job. So don't sit back and assume. My brother, my sister, my mommy, my uncle that is a tech bro said I need to be a project manager to start earning from a tech space. Stop it first. I say, you want to know? Watch my free this thing. Do some research. Go online, go and look for 20 project management jobs on LinkedIn. 20, just be looking at the requirements. Then you will be shocked. That 60% of what they are asking you for are things that are covered in WFS. Simple, what you call remote worker skills. Some people call it virtual assistant skill. Some people call it, what I call it, workplace foundational skills. What are workplace foundational skills? Go back to the top of this page in case you are asking. What are workplace foundational skills? Digital skills, soft skills, life skills, and basic tech skills. That is what you need. First, in any profession, it does not matter the project, product, digital, all the courses you want to go and take in the tech space. If you don't have this, that work is not happening. I said so. I've worked internationally twice, earning in dollars. I don't have any certification in the things they employed me for. Neither do I have a degree in it. I have a PhD in chemistry. The first international work is design lead. How did I understand design thinking for them to apply me as design lead? Volunteering. I went to Unleash Global Innovation Lab. How did I get to Unleash Innovation Lab? I used my soft skill knowledge on how to apply for global opportunities to get it. Second time, global program coordinator. I have never taken a project management course in my life. or program, and they put it in that this thing. Project management is not required, but it is a this thing. Why? Because they think that someone that has done project management that will be able to do program coordinator well. Guess what? I applied for it. Of course, I did LinkedIn. Somebody first referred this thing. I put in. They said you have to submit the application through LinkedIn. I submitted the application through LinkedIn. After someone first said, "Oh, I think you'll be an ideal this thing for this role." Yeah, I put in. I got to the interview. By the time I explained the things I could do, I got the job. And I'm sure there's someone out there, candidate that had PMP, Prince 2, and all those things packed, but cannot explain what they do on the job. But they have the theoretical knowledge of it. In the global space, what determines if you get a job or not is what you can do, not the certificates that says what you can do. I repeat it. It is what you can do. You need to demonstrate you can do it, not say you can do it. Oh, because CV is cheap. Anybody can doctor a CV. When you come, you will talk about the case study scenario, where you have done it before, what you have done, how you handled the particular scenario that was hard, how you coordinated this. You would explain. And it is in that explanation they sieve out the stuff from the shaft. You think they really care about my PhD degree if I could not demonstrate I could do the work? They don't care. Because well, guess what? An employer of labor needs you to deliver the work so that it can affect their own revenue. They don't need you to flash them a certificate, because certificate does nothing for their bottom line. Value is what they pay for. Value is what they pay for. They don't pay you for the certifications you've acquired. They simply say it may be an advantage because why? They feel like if you have done a certification or a course or whatever, you would understand all the terminologies in that space. Please, let's be clear. Because I always tell people, you went to meet your uncle that has never done anything in that space to advise you. I will ask you, how many times has your uncle worked in the international space? But they are advising you on to register for project management certification. Are you joking? Does somebody who does not have experience in something advise you? People should be mindful from who they take advice from. Because again, that's why I would say, if you like, don't believe me. Watch my free course. When you watch it, it will show you how to get on LinkedIn and search for the jobs you are looking for. When you finish searching for the jobs, go to the requirements section. I showed it on that course. Where is it? Where is the thing? I showed you how you're going to do it. It is free to watch. I showed you how you find the jobs on LinkedIn. It is free to watch. It is not how to find a job that is a problem. It is how to qualify for it, which is the skills you need. And I can bet you, it does not matter what you want to do. You see these foundational skills, remote worker skills, because let me tell you what happens, why they don't take people that don't have foundational skills. You know how to do your project management. Agreed. They now say, you want to do project management, or you understand the theory of the project management you want to do, but it is you that they will say they have meeting at 10 o'clock. They will add meeting to your calendar. You will not show up at the meeting. You know why? You forgot that calendar is how they invite people to a meeting in the national space. You'll now be rushing and be saying, Mas, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You think it's like, you know how the nonsense mediocrity we do in Africa that we will be apologizing 10 times. People hate when people are apologizing anyhow in the global space. They need you to get it done. Get your act together. Know how to use digital tools to optimize yourself. Know the ethics of the job. And that one, it does not concern the main thing you want to do. It does not concern whether you want to offer HR services. It does not concern whether you want to be, whatever it is they're employing you, does not concern it. I'm talking about the prerequisite first. All the one people don't know what it is. That is what we did on the Workplace Foundational Skills program. Packed it together and said, see, learn all these things that does not have name. Like it does not have project management. It does not have title, but it is how they will judge you at the interview. Know what you are being measured against. When you know where you are being measured against, it is easy for you to say, let me invest money in acquiring, because this is how they will judge me. This is what they need me to have before I can scale it. I was, 30 35 when I got my first international job. So it is not age. It's not age. You don't meet the requirement, you don't meet it. Please, let's be clear. And yeah, the only work I've always been an entrepreneur all my life. The only work I have ever done before I got those international jobs was when I taught 2 years at University of Lagos. That's the student this thing. And it was in academia. Does academia experience, does the equivalent professional experience? And they gave me global program coordinator. 30 facilitators were reporting to me. See, why do I keep holding these sessions? You need to understand what people need you to have, not what you think they need. And that is why you see people paying for MBA, paying for Kenekon. Then when I invested $700 in letting this person teach me and mentor me, people thought I was mad because they would rather take money and go and do international MBA. They will say, let me pay $500 so they can say, I have an international MBA. I say, my sister, when you now finish acquiring that MBA, how does it add to your bottom line? Have you still gotten the job? Guess what? You got what they don't need. Go and pay for what trainings that you need. Because the world has moved past that. They know you can doctor a CV. You cannot doctor experience. Either you have it or you don't. And that is part of what we now put on WFS to say, okay, you will do live projects. You will do collaborative work during the program. Why? So you can experience it. You will use the tools of the program. You will do it with people. So when you get to there, you can talk and say, yes, I did mirror collaborative work. We use this one. You can talk about what you have done. Please, everyone that is in this room, should you, as in whatever investment you want to invest, that person that is telling you go and acquire, I always tell people, when I look at people who are acquiring MBA and they've never worked, MBA on top of what? You don't have a business you're running. Is your business at a standstill that you need extra knowledge for it? Are you doing a master's in business administration? Are you okay? Like, please make it make sense. What are you managing? What are you administering? That time has passed. I feel like you should have done like 5 years in business and hey, now I need to acquire more. Let me do a master's in business administration. The first time I did a mini MBA was 2019. I started business in 2010. I needed more sense to run my business and I went to do mini MBA. And no, I did not even pay for it. I used my soft skill to apply to Womenpreneur PJ. We were the first set in 2019. They gave us mini MBA for free. Why? Again, I had the soft skill that taught me how to, that I could use to apply. Did they teach me how to apply for grants in school? No, it is a vocational training like WFS is. Please, let's be clear about what is required in the goal we want to achieve before we invest in the wrong things. Sharifa, please ask your question. Sharifa, please unmute yourself.
Good evening, Mom.
Good evening.
Okay, so actually the last question you answered actually captures my question too. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for quite a while now. Though I was teaching, I had to stop for health reasons. So this year I thought to myself, I had to start doing something, and that was the reason why I actually registered for the WFS program. So my question is, aside WFS program, what other course can I take? Because I'm kind of, I'm a starter, like a beginner now. I have zero knowledge of this thing, and I really want to go far, like, get a remote job or maybe job here in Nigeria. So I really want to equip myself. So aside WFS, what other courses can I take to upskill?
So you are not particular about the kind of, as the specific, you are not particular about the remote job that you want to do, right? You are not particular about a profession. Are you? Please unmute yourself and respond. Are you particular about it?
Well, maybe along the line during the course of the the training, probably I can decide on, okay, this is, I think in one of your courses there is one that talked about clarity and how to determine the kind of job one can take based on one's
Exactly. The
personality.
model one,
So,
the model one
the model one.
of this
So
particular
I'm
WFS. Yes.
exactly. I think I have strength in anything that has to do with business, in the design and everything, but I'm still not clear yet. So I'm hopeful maybe by the time I start the course, I can decide on which
I agree with
aspect I
you.
want to do.
I agree with you. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to first start WFS. Like I said, Tosin is my community manager. She's here. She's doing the same stuff that you were last year, like maybe 6 months ago. It's not even up to a year anyway. 6 months ago. And I always tell people, take WFS. Go and start doing confidence webinar that we spotlighted last week. She took that WFS. She was a mom working in that industry. She wanted to live that life and just basically transition. She started, I don't know if her testimony is somewhere on this page. Okay, yeah, this is her right here. That's what she did. With the WFS knowledge, you can find her here. This is confidence. She simply took WFS and said, okay, let me go and find a virtual assistant work, technically. What is virtual assistant work? You could be working virtually as a community manager, as a sales rep, as a customer service, as an assessor, as a PA, as any work, virtual assistants, sales rep, community management, whatever. All those things are virtual assistantship. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that it is a start-off point, which is why I asked, are you specific about anything like, oh, I want to become this person? If you're not specific yet, here's my advice to you. Go and start WFS first. Try to seek out remote roles that are non-technical, because a non-technical remote role means that you can become any virtual assistant in anything. Now, because you say you have taken WFS, and I mean, you have taken that first personality test, and you see your personality favors kind of business, I would even advise you then find customer, what's it called? Customer support or sales executive role in the virtual space. Meaning you've taken a personality test that says you are entrepreneurial, and whenever we say people are entrepreneurial in personality test, means that this thing favors marketing and sales, because that is the bottom line of entrepreneurship. It favors marketing and sales. So I would advise them that you then take up roles that means that you are doing virtual assistantship as a customer support or sales executive because of your inclination towards entrepreneurship. And WFS was like, again, I employed Tosin from WFS. There was someone else I employed again that was my sales listing in September from WFS. They didn't even take any additional testing, right? Confidence is here. She's currently working. She said since then she has changed jobs several times. We interviewed her. You can find her interview on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. She was one that was saying that I don't think I have, what did she say? I've been out of a job since. She joined October batch. Rather, sorry, what was that batch before October? The other batch, batch 3, that's July batch. July batch. I think that was, yeah, she was batch 3 or something. You can read this in their Telegram group. I'm sure you are reading this thing. So again, she's earning in dollars. We'll go and find out this thing that we interviewed her last week. She just had a baby. She's a mom. She's at home. She's this one. Go and listen to Confidence. She's like you. And all she did was WFS. That's all. If you are not really specific about this thing, please take WFS and go and put yourself out. There is a module on WFS that is called the self-selling model. That self-selling model is how we teach them how to then, the skills they are learning, how to sell it. So if you read from Confidence said, using the approach in the selling yourself module and the in-depth teaching Dr. A gave us during the program, I sent an email to a top professional in my field who I admired. We have never had any interactions before. before that email. I found his email and sent a well-crafted message and pitch. Even though I felt he may not respond because he's always busy, I was open, and within 24 hours, I got a response and he wanted to have a virtual meeting. I scheduled the meeting and sent him an invite. He offered me a job in his agency before the end of that meeting. If you listen to our spotlight last week, he said they gave her login details to start work immediately. In fact, that was since she has changed jobs since then, this virtual space. So please, I always say, even ordinary WFS of 45,150, if you implement it, no, look, I have lost counts. Go to our 120 plus Google reviews of people that will say, Doc, I just did exactly what you say I should do, and this is what happened. The question is, you must take it and implement it. Same thing with Harvest. You can keep reading. You can keep reading from all of them. Will you implement what you learn? If you implement it, you're going to get. It's that simple. So if you're not very particular, follow confidence style and get what you need to do done. I hope this helps you. Stella Olusomi, I think that's the last question I'm taking tonight, because I need to go.
Good evening, Dr. Adi.
Good evening.
Okay. I'm your old student.
I know. I am my volunteer.
Yes, always, always will be there. Okay, I'm just at a crossroad. I wanted to send a message today, but someone
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
People to do real estate. Should I take that money because you have to pay it back after some time, or I can just be training people in the tech space? That's number one.
I could not hear you for some time. I could not hear you for some time. So could you repeat what you just said?
Okay. I said where I work now, I'm allowed to take some loan and go and set up a small space where I train people to actually come and buy real estate or to go and sell real estate. But I heard you say that don't inherit inventory. And this loan, I can actually also do it online and get people trained online to do what I want them to do. Do you advise I take that soft loan or I do online? Because I've been afraid to take the loan.
Right?
Hello?
It's not a grant, it's a loan that has interest.
Yes.
To go and start up a business you've never explored.
Yes.
Don't try it.
Okay.
You don't take a loan to start a business you have not explored. I don't have aversion. I'm not averse to people taking loans for a business. Let's say, for instance, now I'm at a stage that I need to expand my business. I've calculated my costs. Like, let's say, for instance, maybe Lagos State government wants to give me a particular contract. Let's say the contract is 100 million. And one of the requirements is that I have a space that is going to accommodate 1,000 people for the training. Let's say the space now costs 10 million naira per year. And I need to get that space. And I didn't have that 10 million naira sitting. And they say they can give me 10 million. As in, I can get a loan that they will give me 10 million, and in 6 months I'll use to pay 15 million, for instance. That's a crazy interest rate. I'm just saying, like over 50% interest rates. Now, if I do my mathematics and say, how much do I stand to gain from the 100 million contract? And I say, maybe my profit on it is going to be like, let me say 50 million. So it is only sensible for me to say, okay, Shebi is only 15 million, I'll return to these people if I take the loan. I'll return the 15, I still have 35 million profit. That's how you do maths in business. You don't take loan to test if something is going to work. Because do you know how many businesses fail? In 1 year, like over 70% of businesses fail in the first 1 year, and over 90 fail in the first 3 years of a business. So what is to guarantee that you're going to be among the 10% that will succeed? Nothing. By the way, I started a fashion business in 2010. It succeeded. In 2019, when I first wanted to start iTrain Africa, I started with a group of people in 2019. Within 6 months, our business failed, and I started iTrain Africa again after that first one failed. I had run a business for 10 years before then. Nothing guarantees you that it's going to succeed. Factors, it could be the people you're partnering with, it could be the time, it could be the season, it could be anything. But you want to take a loan to go and that is going to be acquiring interest to go and test something that you've not validated. I used 3 years to validate WFS curriculum. 3 years to say, yes, it's going to work for anybody. I tested it and tested it and tested this for six months on one person to be sure it's going to work. So when I start to now make noise to scale it, to say I want to sell it to 10,000 people, 100 million people, I know that the products at least is solid. It is now marketing that is remaining. You can take money to scale. Don't take money to start. Bootstrap it. Loan is not the way to go. It is a no for me. Go and use your money to do the testing. Then you can want to scale. And that is why you see startups failing. They have not tested the products. Their idea is not validated. They've not gained traction. They'll go and take investor money. Now be funding lifestyle that is not real. Within 1 year, they would file for bankruptcy. It's just that in their own case, it is investor money they took. In your own case, you are taking bank money. Investor money, you will say, hey, they will just declare bankruptcy. The company will back up that. Yes, they don't have any, they're not paying any money. But someone that is alone, it's going to pay. Don't try it, please. It's loan. If you say you get a grant, now you go and apply for Tony Elumelu grant, $5,000. I said that one, if you fail, nobody is pursuing you for the money back. Good evening, Doc. Thank you for this opportunity. I've worked as a print journalist for about 12 years, and I'm at the point where I'm contemplating leaving. And I admire particularly on areas I could explore for more profitability, for example. I have a background in mass communication and master's in international law and diplomacy. Thank you. So basically, that is a very blank question. You need to come with what I can work with. I've seen your background. You work in journalism. You've told the line of what you have studied. You have told the line of what you have studied. You are contemplating leaving. And your reason for leaving, I am not certain of it. Are you tired of the line of work you're doing? You say, I need advice, particularly on areas that I could do for more profitability and flexibility. So flexibility means you need remote work. Do you want to do remote work in what you are currently doing? Because the things you pack together, profitability, flexibility, and fulfillment. Flexibility, if you say, oh, I need flexibility, but I want to remain in my line of work, I would say take remote workers program. It teaches you the skills you need to work remotely. When you take remote workers program, I would then say, after, do like Hope, take So I'm back. So I was answering that lady's question that, so for you, in that case, what it simply means is flexibility in the same line of work is what you desire. So I would say take 2 different programs. Take WFS to learn how to work remotely, doing your job. Then you take GOP to build a brand that will now attract that kind of job you want, that is going to be more profitable in your profession. So that way you would have acquired flexibility and more profitability. But as you have joined fulfillment to it, which is what is making me ask that question, are you not fulfilled in your line of work after 12 years? Because if you are not, then it's a different ballgame. It's a different advice I'll give to you. Fulfillment means you need to transition into something else. If you need to transition, then we need to start talking about what does your personality type favor? What does your personality type favor? We then need to know what your personality is like. I would then start saying, okay, your personality says these are the professions that are going to be good for you. Then out of those professions, let's see the one that is close to what you have done before. So you are not deviating too much from your line of this thing. So I need to be able to determine which is your priority, flexibility and priority and profitability. If it is flexibility and profitability, then stick to what you know, because that way you have 12 years of solid experience that you can use to apply for GOP. And GOP will then teach you how to attract global opportunities in the line of work you already know. Then that way you don't have to start upskilling in any technical area because you still want to do your profession. So what you simply need is the remote worker skill that will teach you the skills to work in the remote space. If you're still doing your profession, while GOP will then help you attract the kind of more profitable kind of work. So I would just advise you to go the OPE way. What is OPE way? You can read about OPE on the, I don't know, is it on the, Moina, I don't know, is it which of the sales pages OPE this thing? So basically what OPE did was, in March of last year, she was in this situation. She had 15 years of work experience. She said she needed more flexibility in her time and she needed to start earning more money from this knowledge she has. So when she came in March, I said, you need 2 programs. You need WFS and you need GOP. I said WFS because you have been doing the work you have been doing on site in Nigeria. You don't know how to render that work online. So you need the remote workers program. You need to acquire the skills that will help you to be able to work virtually in the work you already do. So you need to take WFS. So she registered for WFS and started in April. I said, at the same time, you are upskilling so you can render the work you currently do online. But if you can render it online, you also need a program that will teach you how to attract that kind of work or get that kind of work. So what she did was pay for both programs. Even if the program, GOP, the next cohort was starting in July. But again, like I said, once people pay for GOP, we grant them access to it. They start to watch it. Then when the support started, as she paid in March for WFS and half of the money for GOP, by May 1st, by April 25, she came back and said she wanted to balance her GOP money and pay for something else. I said, so what's pursuing this lady like this? She didn't tell us, but by the time it was like towards the end of May, she came to give us testimony that by May 1st and May 15th, she had gotten 2 international Nigeria. One was in the US, one was in South Africa. She has never looked back since then. In fact, she has changed jobs since then. You can, again, we spotlighted her sometime last year. I think it was in September. We did a spotlight session. The recordings on YouTube. You can go and listen to Hope narrate how she did it and what she's doing and all that stuff. That is what Hope did. So basically, she, in fact, in Hope's case, she needed to do the 3. She also wanted to transition. But she had been doing a work that had to do with managerial stuff, but she didn't really have knowledge of project management. But she was doing all this management and human something before. So when she went for that interview and she realized that, the kind of work she's going to have to do, we have to do a lot with project management of an app, of a software. And if you have to be doing project management or coordination of the app or a software, you need to understand agile methodologies. You need to understand all the technicalities in the project management and all that space. So she came back to our academy. Then she registered herself for project management. Why? Because the work she has now gotten will need her to have technical knowledge of project management. See the order: upskill to get remote work skills, take GOP to attract the remote work. She got the remote work and realized that she needed technical knowledge of project management. Then she came to enroll for project management, all within a space of 3 months. Do you understand? But first, her priority was GOP to attract the opportunity. And also, she cannot afford to mess up at the interview. So she needed to upskill to understand all the remote worker tools, digital tools that they will need in that space. Because like I remember I said that it is one thing to attract a job, or to get a job through, as in by doing what you want to do as a professional, or get a high-paying job through all those things. It is one thing to interview well. My first international job, the one question that I ensured I was offered that job was when they asked me, if you had to do a specific tax, talk about that tax is an innovation space. I don't want to go into the details. If you had to do this thing online, what tool will you use? And I said Miro. Miro is a collaborative walkthrough tool that allows you to brainstorm with people from anywhere. Basically, it's just, we teach it on WFS. You can go and look at, I think, module 3, yeah, module 3 lesson, something. I taught you how to use Miro for collaborative remote work there, right? So that was a question, and they smiled. The next question was, well, what is your hourly rate? Why? They understood that I could do the remote work because that project was for across 5 continents. I was the one representing Africa. I was in Nigeria. There was another person in Brazil. There was another person in England. There was another person in, I think, Canada. And there was one person, I think it's in Dubai or something. Do you understand? So they needed to first test the fact that aside the work I want to do, can I work collaboratively with people? Can I work virtually with people? Do you understand? Do I understand the nuances of that space? So they were not testing my technicality of the design thinking process. They knew I knew that one. I'd gone to Unleash. They were testing my ability to deliver the work I said I can do online. And that was where my remote worker skills came in. Do you understand? So that I always tell people that you lack soft skill, I want to work remotely. How will you achieve it? Make it make sense. You think it is only your technical skill they are testing. Work that you cannot deliver online is still not work that is valuable to them. You know the work, but you cannot deliver it online in virtual or in a global space. It's still like, it's still going to limit you. So please, if it is for, that's my advice to you, for flexibility and profitability, enroll for GOP and WFS, go the OP route. If it is now for profitability, I mean, for what's it called? Fulfillment, it means that you are not fulfilled in what you are doing. Then you need to transition. If you ask me, it is a harder route because this one, OP used like 2 months plus to get to our goal by doing WFS for 6 weeks and starting GOP ahead of other people. She simply enrolled for GOP, gave her this thing. So technically, OP was already settled in a managerial role before GOP officially started on July 19. It's like she had watched the course, she has implemented it, she has attracted what she wants to attract. She was done. She just attended those live workshops for, in case there is something that Doc did not mention on this course that I can gain. Do you understand? So I think that would be my recommendation to that person. Thank you so much, everybody. I think I've taken everybody's knowledge is indeed power. Thank you very much. I already feel more powerful. Please answer my question. If buying through another person's link affects my own opportunity to make sales. I don't get. If I buy the BFS course through someone else's link, will I be able to generate my own link to make sales? Yes. Yes. I think somebody is trying to join She Earners, right? You are asking, you want to become a She Earner. So you are saying if you buy, please, if you are here, an affiliate, please, you came here through an affiliate or something, get their link, buy WFS. It does not affect your own this thing. It does not affect, in fact, an affiliate cannot buy through their own link. Like, you cannot buy WFS for yourself through your own link. We won't grant you access to the course. Do you understand? So it is all right for you to buy it through our affiliate link because you cannot even buy it for yourself through your own affiliate link. Do you understand? But you can pay through someone else's affiliate link. Because again, we want to ensure this is an affiliate, an empowerment program, not a way that people are trying to get discount on the course or something. We don't do discounts on our courses. We subsidize programs. WFS was 300,000 in 2023. People paid us 300,000 for this program. So we subsidized it to 45,150 as at now. And yeah, even at 300,000, it was still a steal because I did my research even before we launched this program. Similar programs not similar programs that have the same structure level that we put in WFS. When I say structure level, if you are in the academy, you understand what I'm saying. Like there are 5 other things you get apart from the course. You get support in the Telegram group for interaction. We put you on Google Classroom where we access your courses. We do live projects where you collaborate with people from everywhere. Like the things we give you in addition to the program, the cost of what you pay cannot cover the support, because ordinarily, when people pay me to support them, like let me say personally for this, they pay me over 2 million naira. So, and we are supporting you for 6 weeks. So again, it's a social entrepreneurship kind of stuff. It's a subsidized program. You know how government said they are subsidizing for, when they were subsidizing for, that they were paying 1,000, but you were paying 200. That is what it is. It's a subsidized program. The 45,150 of WFS is subsidized because people have paid me 300,000 for the same program. So please, which is whenever I hear this, I say, no, I don't do discount here. The day I decide to remove this subsidy, the program will go back to 300,000 naira. And it is still going to be worth your time. Because I have another program on our website that has the same amount of lessons that is 500,000 naira. The value of my programs is not determined by the price of it. Because you won't find WFS anywhere. Let's be clear. I always tell people you won't find it anywhere. Go and look for it. You will not find WFS anywhere. You won't. So us subsidizing it is, again, we are a social enterprise. We are trying to reach 10 million people that need this thing. So we say, okay, let's take 75% of the money off and subsidize it and let people pay 25% of the money, right, for their own upgrade. And whenever I hear people now say, I said, look, I've told part of my story here today. You must give yourself, you must invest in yourself, whether it is time, whether it is money, you must invest in yourself. For all the story I told you today, I kept telling you that the first thing I always invest in when I'm starting anything is the knowledge of it. I don't go into a place blindly. I increase my own success chances by understanding how it is done. I hate trial and error, be gambling. Let me try it like this. Google said this, Google said that. Like, where do I have the time? I will first use 1 year to do trial and error, whereas somebody that I invested in learning how to work remotely online, we do 6 weeks, or maybe even before the 6 weeks, they are done, they've gotten work. So why me, I'm saving my 45K and trying for 1 year? Somebody has done 6 weeks, has gotten a job, by the second month, they start collecting $500. Do people do the math at all? So me, I say 45K, I say $50, but my mate has started earning $500 in a month too. Think about it. I always think about it. I don't have time because I choose not to invest in myself first. And I say, I will get it. I say, oh, do you consider the time value of money before you say I will get it? Consider the time value of money, that you will know that whether you are making a decision that some people are not saving money. They are losing money. They just don't know it. You are losing money because the money you would have been getting, you are not getting it because you still lack that knowledge. And the knowledge you don't have it too. Knowledge that you don't have is senior you. Even if it is one sentence. Any knowledge or information you don't have it too. And you don't have it, you cannot act on it. It's that simple. You don't have it. I was still joking with my sister the other day. I said, hi, I've met people in my life, younger than me, that used to talk about investment in mutual funds and this thing. They've been saying this thing, but when you don't know, you don't know. The day scale now fall off your eyes, as somebody now educate you about, you will sit down, only you will be crying because you'll be wondering what kept you stuck for years, that you did not go to the place where that information and knowledge is. That is how it is. So please, I always beg everybody, if you see phone is not my idiosyncrasy. Look at me. Did I wear makeup to do this thing? Like, I'm not someone that's this thing, but when it comes to knowledge, I can pay anything. I can pay anything. I can give up any of my resource. This weekend, in my head, I said I was going to watch this thing. I sat down, I was watching Alexa Mozi for over 2 hours, learning. Why? Because I'm thinking, if I do this marketing, let me go and learn from someone that's done it before. I pay for knowledge, I get free knowledge. But in me getting free knowledge, I find the person I spend time, I invest my time in researching who I will learn from. Now, if that person has a paid program that I know will make me learn faster, I pay. If they do that, they probably have a YouTube channel they monetize. I camp on their channel and start learning. But I'm investing something. I will first invest time in resources. I will invest in my data that I used to watch them. So where I learn from is not always determined by the price. Like, how much is it? It is who has the quality of the knowledge I need. If I have to borrow for it, I borrow for it and get it. Because I know that knowledge will yield me returns. The way I think about knowledge is an investment. Can you show me how to do this thing so I can do it faster? That is how I think about knowledge. So when I do it faster, it yields me results. And that results, we fund the thing that I paid for initially. That is how I think about knowledge. It's an investment for me. It's not an expense. It is people that buy courses upon courses to listen and keep and not implement. It becomes an expense for you. So if your stock in trade is to be buying course, they say, I bought 20 courses. So they say, what are you doing to upskill? I'm buying that course. Guess what? You are only wasting money. For you, it is not an investment, it is an expense because it will not yield anything. You are only a library, you are storing knowledge, you are not implementing it. Knowledge is an investment for those who implement. It is an expense for those who buy and keep. So decide whether it's going to be an expense for you, or it is like somebody gets on GOP now. They come, they watch me. They do. They don't go and do what I had them to do on LinkedIn. How will they attract the opportunity? To now come and say, it's my 268, I should not have this thing. Whereas somebody else has done it, they've gotten an opportunity that sponsored them to Cameroon, that sponsored them to Italy. That opportunity, they would have probably paid over $5,000 from their pockets. Whereas they invested how much? Less than $300. Do the maths. Is it not an investment for that person? But they implemented it. If there is anything I want everybody to take away from here, do not limit your own growth because you think you are saving on personal development. You are only as good as the knowledge that you have in your head. No one grows further than the amount of information, knowledge, and skills they have. And I do not mean academic knowledge. I was reading the word, third year of my PhD, when I realized that, Thierry, they are just calling you scholar for nothing, academic scholar, soft skills, Babu, you don't have. Well, if you can deceive yourself, me, I don't deceive myself. I carried my money to go and start paying for where we acquired the skills I needed to succeed. Academic scholar, this thing, let some people be deceiving you. But you know you are deficient in something, you know. And I said, let's go and invest in people that will teach us this thing that we don't know. That's how I choose. Every year there's budgets. What are we upskilling in this year? We don't know how to do marketing and sales well. Let's go and pay somebody that does it well. We don't know how to do leadership well. Let's go and pay for somebody any kind of conference. That's how I choose what I'm deficient in. If you've not taken my goal setting workshop, go and look at it. Like, I taught how I set goals and break down and determine the resources I need. My goal setting workshop I did on this, and there's a replay of it. Go and learn how I set goals and determine what I need to meet those goals. Then I pursue those people that I need to determine to meet those goals. You would understand what I'm saying by this thing. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming to this clarity session. And I hope I see as many of you on February 1 when we do the onboarding session of this thing. If you want to join She Earns, Tosin has dropped the links to the She Earns. You can enroll. Our target every month is to enroll 100 She Earners. As at, I think we've already met January target of 100 people. We are intending to enroll another 100 She Earners. Why? Because again, people are really not sure of where to start earning digital economy. I say, okay, use my own structure to start. And you can be certain nobody can buy WFS from you and they will cost you. The only thing that can happen to you is that they will come and be praying for you and be saying, my son that did WFS, he has finally gotten work. So you'll be getting money, you'll be getting prayers. because I took my own time. Instead of making money across 3 years, I took my time to test it across 3 years to be sure that it does not matter who you are. You are 65, you are 17, it works. Anybody can learn. So far, they are willing to learn. Thank you, Doc, more than ever. I know I'm in the right place and I know I will definitely get what I have been searching for. Thank you so much. And you can all unmute yourself to say good night now. If you would like to unmute yourself to say good night. And if you are not in our Free Get community, you may want to join our Free Get community. Our Free Get community is where we pass on information. We also educate on a daily basis. So GET is on WhatsApp. That's Global Employability Tribe Community. That is what GET means. So have a very good night, everyone. And you can unmute and say your good night. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Good night, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.
Good night, ma.
Good night, doctor.
Good night, man.
Good night, man.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
That's wonderful. Wow. Huh?
Elle n'est pas là.
Elle est partie.
Vous avez fini pour aujourd'hui.
Wow. Well, that was wonderful. Eh?